Bah.
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 Hello and welcome to another painting talk. Once again, I'm not alone. I am joined by...
Me.
Who's me?
I am.
Just introduce yourself. They know who you are.
I'm Daniel J. Layton, actor.
Yeah, you are. And you're baking right now, so it smells really nice in here.
Thanks very much. Blueberry compote.
Oh, bit of that.
Yeah, bit of blueberry compote going on in my kitchen.
So today, because I'm doing this little moments type painting, I thought we'd talk about exactly what it's like monthly vlogging and just putting your whole life online, really.
In fact, I'm monthly vlogging right now. Shall I go and get my camera?
Yes, please do.
So Chloe and I are currently recording.
Yes, we are.
Well, she's here now.
Here I am.
We're recording for Little Moments. No, we're recording for Painting Talk
about little moments. Very meta.
There you go.
Wait, is this for you or for me?
I don't know.
Let us know in the comments which channel you're watching this on. Because when did you start? Because I'm pretty sure you started before me.
I first did it in 2016, January 2016. I think we started at the same time.
Yeah, January 2016. Yeah, it would have been.
Because, Sammy did Pretentious Monthly Scrapbook years ago. Like 2014 it must have been, because I was still in... when we were in Wandsworth, so it would have been that.
Yeah.
And then it was just such a cool project, and I liked the way he put it together, and I was like, I want to go. And then Jack decided he was going to do it, and then I was like, oh, cool. And then the idea initially was that it would be a pass the torch on to the next person each year. Only Jack realised quickly on that it was the kind of project that did not work for him. So then that year I was like, sod it, okay, I'll give it a go.
And also Hazel.
Hazel did Time of the Month. Hazel did Time of the Month in 2015, so she started at
the
same time as Jack. And that was an example. So Pretentious Monthly Scrapbook and Time of the Month were two sort of completely different
takes on.
Yeah, on a well-known theme kind of thing. And Little Moments is different to both of those. And the project that I do now, Aspects, is, again, an evolution of the idea.
Because it's different from your peers' monthly vlogging, but it's also different from your own original monthly vlogging.
Yeah, so my first monthly vlog was like, I sort of took Sammy's style of, for lack of a better phrase, hosting the month, kind of saying, this is what I did this month, and then showing examples of it. And his was very narratively structured, whereas mine was almost like I was hosting my own clip show. That kind of felt a bit stale. I sort of noticed that I had been filming things in the month to fit a particular thing. So I was like, okay, this will be the montage, and I wasn't thinking about it. It wasn't a fun project. It was more of a, I have to get this, shot list kind of thing. Yeah,
because like when I first started, I'd always bookend every episode of Little Moments with an intro where I talk about what's going to happen in the month, and then an outro of what we learned, and it was just like an after-school special, and I had to take that out because it felt so much like I was trying to force a narrative on my own life.
But you've not missed a month.
No, I've done a few late months.
Yeah.
But because I abandoned framing devices pretty quickly, and I basically just tried to I had to rewire my approach to it mentally almost, because even more recently, like my June vlog, where it had like the trip to Turkey and stuff, I was filming the sunset on the last day, and I was just like, oh, what a great closing shot this will be, and I was like, no, because there's 2 weeks of June left. We went at the beginning of the month. So
do you feel like you have to do it chronologically?
I do. There are times when I have cheated a little bit.
Okay.
And it always feels weird. Like, I already know for the one I'm putting out now, which these guys will have already seen by the time this video comes out, there's Sitsy footage, and there are like a few B-roll clips from the Saturday that I've chucked into Friday.
Interesting.
And like for me, that's just like it's almost just like,
do you feel sneaky?
Journalistic integrity?
Because
not even sneaky, just like, I don't know, because it is an edited version of my life, but I feel like if I can avoid editing it down even more, because it does still feel like an unfair representation of my life, because I'm choosing how much glamour or not glamour or kiki or whatever to put in. Like, according to my vlogs, I don't have a job.
Well, this is... No, I don't think that. That's part of what I like about your vlogs, especially the ones this year. You've been a lot more keen to film in your office, and
but that had to be an active decision.
But it's nice to see that, because not many vloggers will admit that.
Sure.
I wanted to film in the bookshop whenever I was there, so every now and again I'd film me wandering around in my stock room, or I'd, if we were doing an overnight, I'd film me in the, and I like... Because you are right, it is an edited version of our life, but it's nice. The whole point people flocked to vloggers in the first place was because it was real.
Yeah, I guess. It just feels that, like, by choosing what to film in the first place, I'm already editing. I'm live editing as I'm filming by just making the decision whether or not to get my camera out.
Yeah.
And then I'm editing even more when I'm cutting the clips down. And then by switching the clips up, that just feels like that extra lie that I don't need to tell.
To me because that part is really interesting to me because I did that. So in the very first PMS I did, I tried to get certain footage for a particular kind of montage, and then it didn't. And then it was when I was editing it that I was like, oh, bollocks, I really want that to sell this joke. So I went out and I filmed a little bit more as B-roll.
Okay.
Not with me going, here I am doing this. I literally went to the West End and filmed the exteriors of some theatres to show that myself and Afori were looking for stuff.
That feels different. That feels almost like documentarian, because that feels like you're getting the clips you need to demonstrate a point.
I was illustrating it. Yeah. And then the other one was that in that my Summer in the City, I made a point of saying, like, I would be like, okay, what's the best sort of flow for this? And I realised that in that August, really, people just want to see Summer in the City. And that starts right at the beginning. So I did a couple of, here's what happened exterior-wise, but the reason we're all there is to watch Summer in the City. So here you go. And it finished with Summer in the City. And I was happy with that.
See, that's fine because you had preempted that structure. And, like, you basically set some ground rules for yourself, and people understood that when they were coming to watch your videos, they were watching your life, just not necessarily in order. Whereas mine now that I've taken out the bookends, it's quite deliberately like a home video.
Right.
And home videos aren't edited at all. They literally just time skip over certain events, and then all I have to explain what's going on when I'm in Bijou 1 second and then at Thorpe Park the next is just like that little text annotation.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to that length to try and create that feel, I will put things out of order, but I'll feel weirdly bad about it. But I think that's just because of the very specific feel that I'm trying to create with those videos.
That's really interesting.
I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to do.
No, not at all.
By any means. Your vlogs have always been, I found, incredibly polished and awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Well, there you go. Like the editing is like slick, and like I said, it feels kind of like almost a documentary about your life. Whereas mine is more like it could have been on VHS for all anyone knows.
I think that's the different styles of people's. I mean, Jack had stings made when he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and then you look at something like last week where it had a composer.
Like, and that. I think that's what is so great about. I'm going to use a big word. I don't like the homogenization of vlogging. I don't like that people see something work for someone else and so they do it. So they do a favourites video and then you end up with 100 favourites videos that look the same. Kaylee, our friend Kaylee, did a version of where she even had something where she was like, these! And she would just hold it to the camera. And Grace Helbig would do a thing where she, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Like, they would have their own way of doing a favourites video, which makes it great. I like the fact that we all, in our group at some point, basically have done a monthly vlog. But if you look at Sammy's, an episode of Sammy's next to an episode of Jack's, next to Hazel's, yourselves, Tom's, mine, they all look different. They all have our own character. Because
one of the comments that we used to see a lot back when it was you, me and Tom doing it at the same time was, I must have seen this clip from about 3 different angles by now. But they didn't mind, because it was within the context, it was almost a completely different quote-unquote show.
That actually put me off.
Oh, really?
That would make me be like, oh, why am I doing it then? Because I would get that in the first one with Hazel. It would be like, oh, well, I've seen this already. And I'm like, yeah, you are seeing it. And it was like, oh, that's probably one of the reasons that in that May I didn't vlog anything. And it's only recently where I have been like, it was nice to see 3 versions of our holiday because we brought 3 different experiences to it. Like, I was going through a time on that holiday and you know, Tom was looking to complete a long project on that holiday and you were just there for a nice time.
I was just enjoying the cold swimming pool.
Oh, exactly. Oh my God, that was a cold ass swimming
pool. So cold.
And I won't lie, like, you know me, I love being on camera, so whenever you upload, I watch it properly and then I skip through and watch my bits again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been doing it so long now. I do sometimes get the impression that I pull the camera out and there's like almost an unspoken communal eye roll where it's just like, oh, we've got to perform now. Like,
I had this conversation with a friend of mine where I was like, I just think people need a break from me whipping the camera out all the time, and she was like, I don't. She just likes it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? She enjoys it. I love it when you get a camera out, I'm like, cool, it's time to do some comedy. Or when she gets a camera out, it's time to do some comedy. I enjoy it. It is funny when Sammy gets a bit eye-rolly because he
plays up to it the most.
He plays up to it the most. B, it's his fault.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, he started it.
It was his fault. I got the camera out with Hazel when she was taking photos for my book. a couple of days ago, and she was like, "Oh, we haven't done this in ages," and she liked it.
Okay.
And it was like, there, see, like, it's supposed to be fun. Ultimately, we all got started on YouTube because it was a fun new medium, and that has changed in every single way conceivable. But I have fun. I have a great time.
I am very guilty of watching my own little moments back a lot.
Do it all the time.
Well, mine or yours?
Both.
Yes,
I was in Manchester with my mum the other week, and I would spend the nights just watching little moments like,
oh,
I want to do that. I want to go out again. Let's go back to that holiday. Let's go back to that theme park.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes you consider the times that you don't do as much, though. It makes you realise that you do a lot. Does that make sense? Like, even on days when I'm at home just cleaning, I've done that.
One of my longest vlogs starts with me saying, I haven't filmed much this month.
Right, yeah.
And then I just made it work somehow.
Whoops.
Yeah, oops. But yeah, I have a nice time. I think I'm going to try and get to 5 years.
Christ. It's impressive that you've got to this far and
Thank
still
you.
do every single month. And they are nice. They are good.
Yay.
Not to hype your own channel when people are here, but like...
Stay subscribed.
please stay.
Thank you. Well, I just like, it's the whole, one of the most frequent questions is like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And it's just like, I'd like to have a record of what happened after that question.
Yeah, that's
if someone had asked that question December 2015, in a couple of years, we'll have a video with the answer.
Yeah. The world is changing around us in such a relatively short space of time that actually there's something about watching these videos back and seeing that you've remained constant. You've grown as a person, you've changed as a person, but you have remained still you. The way you spend time, the way you choose to interact with your friends stays the same. I think there's something comforting in that.
That's a nice little soundbite to end on.
You're welcome.
Bye, bake. Go on.
Bye, bake.
Bye, baking with Layton. I was going to let you do it.
Oh, I have a cookbook. It'll be Chloe's done the illustrations, much like this one. Lovely.
Be the change you want to be.
Be the change you want to be.
Prayer hands emoji. Well, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this painting talk with Mr. Daniel J. Layton.
It me.
Go buy his book. Look at my illustrations. Anyway, bye. Say goodbye, Dan.
Goodbye, Dan.
All right, funny. Original humour.